All right, this is Calibos. We are probably doing something along the lines of the Infinity Evolved Skyblock. So, things. Look, exploded. Like this plane. So, what I'd like to do. So, one of our goals is to make our storage platform out here. Thinking about it, and we need to simplify our wood logistics here. We've got our lava flowing. That's solid. Hi. Got our netherrack. Um, so let's look at making a sawmill. Just need an iron axe, some wood, some copper gears, and a redstone reception coil. Copper gears. Iron axe. Let's grab some iron. I'm almost certain I have iron somewhere. Tons of iron. Like, I should have lots of iron. No, I'm still doing things. That is why we don't have any iron. Exactly, I'm trying to make. So, all right. So we're trying to make more redstone chipsets. And that looks like one more basic machine frame. So I have a new plan as far as for fuel. Now this isn't great, but I think that we can make this work. Trick is going to be moving our power generation over to a convenient spot near our lava generation. So if we get a fluid transposer, and set that up, pumping lava into it, we can try to move empty buckets into it and then full buckets out. Item ducts and servos. Then we can turn lava into straight fuel again. I think is going to be better than trying to use charcoal. It probably will save us steps anyway. More diamonds. We need a lot of diamonds. this. What I'd like to do is set everything up so that we are putting it all into a more general storage area. Simplify our process. We have another diamond. We have a lot of those. We can make them, but it takes a bit of work and a stack of coal per diamond. A lot of stacks of coal. A lot. Two more chipsets for the assembly table. We need to get another Stirling generator down. Have the lumium. Redstone chipsets. Do we have the signalum? Have the signalum for that. Furnace is pretty easy. Iron gears are got the iron chipsets. Okay, so let's check. We have the iron bars for it. So start moving all of the ingredients this way. It's actually not going too badly. If we can get enough ender pearls, so if we can get enough ender pearls, we need to get to octatic capacitors. The octatic is actually going to require two of the vibrant alloy and then an ender electronic tube. So we're actually going to need at least 4 ender pearls to do this, because to make these, we're actually going to have to use the alloy smelter or the induction or an induction smelter to make some more energetic alloy, and then so let's see what we have as far as we got 5. That's pretty the reality thing. There. This. Trying to get all of the things, always scanning them. there's so many things to search. Spending a lot of them everywhere. So we've got one more. Still going pretty quick, so about that. So let's look into our energetic alloys. So we're going to need glowstone, gold, that should give us the energetic. I have no idea why that pig died. Enough. Got pork chops. Our ender. And we'll just this. And that will end up with that. We're also going to need 2 eyes of ender and some eyes of ender. And stone. We'll need more glowstone. A better source of glowstone. So blue and white. I think we're still leveling date up, aren't we? Almost there. Alright, so let's check. And that. Perfect. Or 2. Okay, so that is not good enough. I'm gonna be very judgmental about our wolfsbane here. None of those guys look like they're Endermen. So now that we have the exterior dimensions, it's probably time to begin working our way around them on our try not to fall to our death. Man, I really would like to do something about those slimes. Yeah. It could be making my life easier. I think this is going to be the outer margins of our store. I don't know where my dirt stick. A backpack for tools. The rock crusher is totally a thing, but it's used power. This appears done. We need for the casings. Our machine frame. Dense refined iron plate is probably what we're missing. Sweet. I mean, it's a very clumsy design, but it's working. I'll take it. So like this. Yeah, it should immediately start that. And then it takes how much power? Ooh, that was fast. 400,000. So we're making 65 a tick, so it should take like a... Wow. Alright, so next step on this grand adventure. We definitely need the sawmill. But I think that we want more power first. Let's work out power. Alright. Bubblegum. I don't. Or we'll need 2 more energetic alloy. Arg. That's a little better. Up. Close. Okay, so having that, now we need to check. Currently making the redstone chipsets. Once the chipsets are done, and we can make another double layer capacitor. Have any more of the blazing electron? Do. And we definitely get our power. Once we get once we get this upgraded, and we have to be able to sift dust up. Yeah, we're gonna have to do this because we don't have enough. Don't have enough to actually make it. Get some dust. Dust. A single piece more of glowstone ought to do, actually. Odds are we probably won't get it. Oh, well, there we go. Oh, it's sulfur. Maybe we... that... capacitor. Why not have another lapis? How do I have an odd number of those? Weird. Lapis. our wolf thing. I'm not exactly sure. So we'll do this. That should be 4. Now we need sand. That should give us 4 crafting. Knock this out of the way. Should be kind of working its way through. Or now once we so close to actually having equal amounts of power for things. So very close. But we definitely can't be... This is not going to work, really. Not a good sign. And mana is going. That. What else? Done. Done. Capacitor. Now we need now go ahead and grab out make dang it. Okay, so let's put that back in there really quick. Some glowstone. Oh, bother. Being able to automate it better. So once we've done this, and this will give us all of the wood that we're going to need. Your source of planks and whatnot. Give us a solid use of perfect. That gives us 4 glowstone. Need minimum 7. Right. Have 8. Will give us blaze with that as well. Mostly. And gives us time to accumulate more diamonds, because honestly we need a lot of diamonds. Maybe we just need to set up sifting as well as the orchid, just to make sure that we've got all of our bases. Alright, so make the octadic capacitor, we're going to need 5 glowstone and 2 eyes of ender. So here, glowstone is going to be over here. Wait for it to eventually up. Gosh, just forever. The fact that we're making like 2,000 obsidian over here gradually. Or 5. Okay, perfect. Gonna run into a that I need. Glass, I think. Let's see. Guess I could make some. I know how to make it. Ooh, and Eyes of Ender. Cut out that recipe. At least it gives us 4. Now we should just be able to grab this. Go for the octatic. Should give us 80. So now we're getting a lot better power out of that. It's twice what we. That should charge. Going to the rock crusher and the auto hammer. Oh yeah, we're definitely producing more than it's. No. If we can get a second one of those going, it will be to our benefit. What I'll do is I'll leave this one here for now, and I'll keep Ken doing it, and then I'll set up a power station. Probably over by the lava. We'll need another fluid transposer. Stuff. Roll those out. Plates again. Yeah, this is going. Wait, that Enderman. Nope. Dreams crushed. Alright, let's get this one checked out. That. 10, 7, 10. 10, 7, 9. That is garbage. Try this again. And 9, versus it's technically 3 better, I guess. And there's no point in trying to depend on toss that. Toss that. No point in trying to depend on getting more than 2 better on improvements on the crops. I mean, it can happen, obviously we've seen it, but never try to depend on it because it's a mistake. There are 5, 3, 4. It's not good enough. I know, I'm picky. I'm trying to make at least 2 improvement on 2 stats every time I do this. What I can do is I can swap left to right here and start feeding power in from side as that side. Just for the most part, this is not going to be a priority when that stuff is. Having it closer means we'll draw it off first. Swap this out and then change night for day. Seems the traditional thing to do. Right. gonna slowly expand all the way around. Have our sawmill. Trying to remember how many stacks I started with. Only started with like right. That's sorted. So now we're gonna start having iron again. Power is good. We're starting to fill up our capacitor. Copper for the toss these now. Iron. We have to make an axe, as I recall. Sawmill. So 2 wood, copper gears, redstone reception coil. So axe, that copper gears, which are here. Now we have a sawmill, which is going to be pretty good for us. Pipe. Limit. That should charge pretty quick. And now you can throw this in here and boom. Go from 2 to 6. Plus we get this fancy sawdust. Used to make paper or compressed sawdust. The sponges. Try to grow. Compost it. Pressed sawdust for binder composite. Plastic. Okay, so we're gonna need this stuff. Plus we can smelt it into charcoal. Nice feeling having all of that. Not where we put that. All right. So now that planks are no longer as big of an issue, our wood's going to go a lot further than before. Basically full. Perfect. Grab our plates. My apple juice. Apparently Steve does live by apple juice alone. New, right? Okay, so we'll need this. Yeah, more basic capacitors. Some more. Oh, we had more energetic alloy. Alum. Alright, so copper, silver, 3 copper, 1 silver, and a destabilized redstone bucket. Throw that in there. Man, I think that we're actually starting to get a lot faster on. this to lock up, so we're done. All of our copper. Grab our bucket. More with feeling. Melting this down. That. So theoretically, bit of this should go relatively quickly because we generally have the power available. We're basically being gated by the kinesis pipes. I'm going to go ahead and this is going to be a thing for a little while, like constant upgrading our stuff. Go ahead and swap them out for so kinesis pipes have a much higher the golden kinesis pipes have a higher limit. It's 1,560 versus 12. Hoping they can they'll have enough throughput to really speed the process along. I mean, just assuming 2,000, need what? 2,000 per tick. So we're talking about 50 ticks, or it should be 2.5 seconds, give or take. Clearly that doesn't look like 2.5 seconds, but it's working. That's what we care about. And it is a clear upgrade on what we had before. So we'll need at least one more fluid transposer. And just a pipe in lava. give us second basic capacitor. That should give us the chassis, frame, chassis, whatever. Now we need some cobble. Well, monkey, throw this. Alright. So we're looking at Stirling generator. So once we make the, got 2 iron gears. So we should just be able to Stirling gen. Boom. All right. The goal is power station. I'd like the power station to generically run this way. We're going to need pumping lava into. For the moment, let's put this here. Get a fluid transposer. We'll need copper gears of our other machine frames. Yep, so we'll need another machine frame, which sorry. It's entirely possible that I have the hiccups. That happens. What can I say? There. Of course. That's annoying. That. One here maybe. Charged. Missing one thing. I should remember what it is, but I do not. Oh, it's missing the basic circuit board. Basic circuit board is in and stone. out. Water, so say go. Grab that. Throw more iron in smeltery. Boing. Water. Let's chuck this here. Watch it go to town. That. Fires. It's not. Oh, it is. It's low. That's fine. What else do we need to transpose? So 2 glass, 2 copper gear, redstone receptor. Gold. That in there. Alright, so that should give us 16. And to smith. Oh, this is good. I thought that was going to be a weird tree, but doubt. Done. Sawmill, that should end up giving us 6 stacks of wood. Sawdust, which we're going to need later. Perfect. I'm done. So I'm kind of thinking of putting the controller up. Kind of thinking of putting the controller here. So from there, should be 6 down, 6 up. Because, I mean, it's 12 in every direction, right? So technically we could go a little bit higher, make a really giant storage area, but we're probably not going to need one that big. No promises. Probably. Day. Guys are fantastic hours over time. Now, early game, you have a couple of different options. And I'm using the early game advisedly. Technically, we are in early game. So we can go the magic route, and we can have our storage drawer system connected everywhere via Corporea network through Britannia. This is not an option that I have seen very many people use. So I may do it just as nobody else is doing it really. The Corporea Spark network is actually really cool. It's honestly really simple once you get going. Grab that. Yeah, it's honestly really simple once you get the basic stuff for it. We would have to get to we have to get up to the Elven Gateway. I don't think that we have to fight the Gaia Guardian for it, or at least we have. And we may need to get into Blood Magic and Thaumcraft because of back. So, Corporea Sparks. So we need a Master Corporeal Spark, and a regular Corporeal. So Ender Air Bottle. So we have to go to the end. Then we need Pixie Dust, which we get from Elven Trade. Master Corporeal Spark requires a Dragon Stone, which, again, Elven Trade. I'm not actually sure what the Retainer and the Interceptor and Funnel are. Let's look those up. Block added by Botania. So I thought that the Sparks did that. Maybe wrong. With the funnel. Block added by Botania can be used to pull items from a connected corporeal network with redstone signals. So this pulls stuff out of the network. Corporeal Interceptor. Oh, interesting. So when an item is requested in a corporeal network, but the request couldn't be filled, the interceptor will get a 2-tick redstone pulse if the items in an item frame matches the request. If a retainer is placed next to it, store the request to send it later. Display an amount of an item and request it from the network. Fancy. So they've really expanded that. It does a lot more things than it used to do. I do not believe that it will do auto crafting. So that is still kind of a thing that it doesn't do. But being short of that, quite a lot we can actually get out of this. Alright, so next step, actually start building our storage, figuring out how we want to get all of stuff in. There's quite a lot of things that we want to get into it. Everything coming out of this, for example, needs to go into it. Still getting a backlog, so that's going to require different drawers for different things. mean, at least slime is not a hassle anymore. We have as much slime as we possibly care to have. That item ducts up. Honestly, we just use buildcraft pipes for the moment. Long-term, at least immediate long-term, short-term future prospects. Buildcraft is kind of gently leaning towards where we want to go. So we'll have to think about that. Throw the rest of this stuff in the sawmill. Not even the sawmill. I have the understanding that actual sawmills, their processes are like trade secrets. How thick the blades are, how fine they cut materials and stuff like that. They that stuff pretty secret. I mean, it's their livelihood. Charcoal, no, back out of here. Friends. Friends will be friends right till the end. So, if it's 12 in every direction, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Did I miscount? 6, 7, 10. Because shouldn't go round it or something like that? I don't know. So we're clearly going to need multiple layers of walkways and pathways to get around in here. Haven't decided how high or what shape we want them to be. I probably will go for stairs so that we don't have to jump up and down. I generally like to be about 2 blocks away, and you can only reach, in my head, that's about 4 or 5 is what you can reach to get stuff. So we'll want a walkway about 2 way, so 1, 2. Want it 4 or 5 up. So approximately there. Going all the way around. One. The question is do I go down? Because I certainly have the option. Again, this is going to come down to how wide all of this to be. So we're going to make the walkway too wide as I can. Need a way to get up. May go for an elevator, really. But that's going to require more ender pearls. Throw down for some stairs. Oh, I need to bring that out again. Fine. So hard to play backward. Right. next question is, it's a big enough space. Do I want to layer it? As far as, I simply want to have exterior storage, because I actually have the room to go ahead and here as well. And I can face that 2 directions. Like this. I'll be sure. Then from here, I would basically go in again. And I would have one last layer here. Wow, I cannot parkour. I am failure. Ow. So yeah, I think the goal is going to be have I'll have separate rings with walkways like this, and I'll need to go up again. Very piece. I could set up a ladder until I get better stuff. That'll probably work. This is I think, like I said, this is going to be storage. Storage. Yeah. Definitely need a ladder. Ladder. Sawmill won't just make planks. We can actually use it to make sticks as well, and I think that we also will get sticks. There. And then there'll be one more layer above that to be able to access all of that. Should have some pretty significant amounts of storage available to us. Spots for knock together a crafting here. Sticks. I'll make sticks. I guess it doesn't. Sure, why not? That for storage really quick. So if this is going to be, this is our walkway. I should have made the walkway. No, no, this is fine, I guess. I think it's fine. So I want to guess for the moment we'll. And then we're going to go up. How far down did we go? On fourth block went on fourth block. Highest level of our storage. Ladder. Remember, this is actually not going to be our. This isn't going to be a walkway. It's actually going to be. Well, so we'll have to figure that out too. Probably. But this is the basic frame. I mean, but there's some of it here, kind of sizable. I think that lines up. Maybe it needs. Say this is getting a lot fancier than I intended. Not not intended. Being quite extensive storage. But we should only have to build this once. That's kind of what I'm hoping for, is that build this correctly. It will fulfill our storage needs for most of the pack. I think the hard part is actually going to be setting up all of these shelves. Spacing. Right. Okay, that's updated. Go around. Out again. Let's enter our inventory a bit. This more. Want wood. Tabs are probably okay. Oh, I have the manufacturing halo. I didn't actually need to go ahead and things stuff crafting table. I have stuff. I can scan there. Where the end? Okay. Back to the sawmill with us. What do you want? Sure, that's fine. Fine. Everything fine. Back up. Back there. Let's see. All the way around. What I'd kind of like to do is organize this a bit by type. Problem is I don't know how many of what I'm hard to say. And I'm going to tell you right now, this is basically overkill. Really likely not to be all of this space. And some things we may actually need several locations. We'll have to see how that goes. Alright. So that's that. So this is not necessary because it's not actually going to be a thing. Storage is going to. So we're going to have this go up. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Difference of 8. So this won't be a full-size cube. Now we're going to need to decide whether our thing is going to be entering from the top or the bottom. Now it'll probably work better to have it enter from the bottom. Let's go ahead and place it. Now, we can actually make a couple of different controller. So one of the things that we can actually do, make a couple of different input locations. But as far as primary storage, like we can expand this if we needed to. I know it seems like a silly, ridiculous idea, but we can expand it if we need to. We just have to make sure that any drawer, the controller slave has to be within the distance of, the appropriate distance of the master, and then it gives it additional range. Now, this is actually kind of a bad idea, and I try never to use slaves if I don't have to. Because think about this. If I have this set up, and this is going to be basically a double-sided wall of drawers, here, and then a loop in the middle. Think about how much storage that is as far as the multitude of items. And how many things that the drawer controller has to access. And I've run into situations where it's just super laggy to hear the drawer network. It's kind of why it's going to be over here, and probably going to try not to much this way. And then I'm going to encase it so that it doesn't. There's no visuals outside. But this is going to be a ridiculously. It's going to be ridiculous. I mean, look at this building. So I can't imagine filling all of it up. I'm going to be voiding this amounts of things. Need to be making drawers. We'll need to be making lots of drawers. We'll need to be making trim for like corners and stuff like that. So we can have a drawer facing, so we can have drawers here, and theoretically we could have a drawer facing on this side. But this block here won't have anything in there. Won't be able to actually access it at all. Now that doesn't mean we can't use it. If we put a drawer here and then we lock the contents, I'm sorry, here. If we put a drawer here and then lock the contents, the system will still use it as storage. We simply won't be able to look at it and pull things out manually. We'd have to use AE logistics pipes or corporeal spark network or something like that. So it's they're still usable spaces, but there's going to be limitations for them. So that's a thing. I'm gonna drop this down one. So kind of what I'd like to do is set all of this up. Let's put a torch on the controller. Now it's in the middle, and then we're going to have a blank space in front of it. So it'll be set in. So my goal is not to fall into the crushing machine, because it likes to eat. Well, my idea is this. So we have, looking at our drawers, first, we have compacting drawers, we have regular oak drawers, we have 1x2s, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4 types of drawers, right? So we have one so bottom floor, middle floor, so 1, 2, 3, 4. I'd kind of like to have a floor for each type of drawer. So we're going to have to see how that works out. mean, the bottom floor is going to be pretty easy. I don't actually think that we have enough stuff. I don't think that we have enough stuff. A full set like that. But we're going to at least try to set it up so that we can man, I'm tired. So, at least try to set it up so that we can have all of the various things that can be compacted represented. Honestly, again, we're probably not going to need stuff. Don't need as much storage as we've got set up. And if I was super desperately excited about it, there's a building type called a storage cube, which all it is have the command, like the drawer controller like this, and then you have throughout one of the sides or the top at the bottom or something like that, you have whatever interface you're using, say applied energistics, and you just run a cable down, and then you just build all the way around it the storage drawers, and then you max out their upgrades the way that you want, and then you just put other drawers in front of it, so that you have it works out to 12 in every direction. So it's a 25 by 25 by 25 cube. So it's 15,625 blocks minus 12. So if you are saying that all of it is the drawer, the single drawer, like this, it holds 32 stacks, so that works out to, what did we say, 15,625 minus 12. So, and then we take that entire number, so that works out to something ridiculous, times 64 times 32. So that's 200, 99, it's at 2,997,696 items. That seems very low. But it's a lot of stuff. That's just without any upgrades. And then if you have the upgrades, I mean, these things are 13 times base value, right? And you can have up to 5 of these. So that 5. And that works out to, what is that, more than 2 billion items? Just about. So you can see that capable of like just abusing the daylights out of this particular system. Now again, you won't be able to access most of it. At least not without applied energistics or something along those lines, but At that point, who cares, right? You're not going to want to have to look through all of it anyway. Now the fun part. Now we get to go ahead and start making all of our chests. That is not making. $16, and we want these to be, do we want it all to be dark oak? I guess, sure, why not? So, dark oak. So how do we want this to look aesthetically? That? It's annoying that we can't really, that it doesn't, whatchamacallit, have on multiple facings. But what can, right? We'll have it look like that. Lost. How many amounts of words were. Below that we'll have compacting. Yeah, honestly, it's going to be, we might want to wait to get into auto crafting some of this. Not far off that point. Always the factory halo, right? Theoretically, able to. There we go. It's going to convert all of this stuff in. How's that for auto crafting, right? Boss. We're also going to need Right. Moment. Our thing. Right. I don't even know what I'm gonna put in all of this yet. Good bet that I need compacting drawers for some of the stuff. For some of the ores, like the iron ore and stuff like that, have ores around the center. That's what I'll go around the center. Perfect. You know what I mean about having it recessed? Now, going to be a amount of storage. We're also going to need because we need to make compacting drawers. Compacting drawers are going to be relatively easy. We're just going to be using a drawer, 2 pistons, and some smooth stone. So we can set up a recipe for piston well. Stone. Now, you're going to need a key. And the reason we're going to need a key, can lock all of the drawers. So if we're just right-clicking on the drawer controller with an inventory, it will just place stuff where it goes. But if you are just pumping items, then it will go towards the nearest available slot. Which can be kind of a hassle if you're not prepared for it. Seven. Making our steel process so much. It's not super fast, but it's faster. About. Pistons. Yeah, what is... So, basic logistics pipe. We are actually at the point where we make these basic logistics pipes. Logistics pipes is going to be kind of our early game savior, and I love logistics pipes. So we'll need a soldering station, which 6 crafting. Using a lot of iron. Turn off our halo. Off the rain. All the recipes are here. Cut out. Crafting. So soldering station. We're gonna need it's not the crafting table. It's been a while. I don't know. I think that we want the request table actually. So, Quest Logistics Pipe Mark II and Crafting Logistics Pipe Mark and 2 diamonds. So this is kind of where we're going to run into trouble. So, diamond chipset and a Request Logistics Pipe. Crafting one is a golden chipset, crafting logistics pipe. Okay, so we'll need one. We'll need 1 diamond for that. Need a total of 3 diamond chipsets. Work that out. Where are we gonna get diamond sets? That. So, oh, it's diamond chipsets. Now the diamond chipsets are not going to be cheap. It's 800,000 RF a piece. It's going to take a minute. But it is definitely cheaper than using diamond gears because we do not have 12 diamonds off the top of our heads. So this is expensive for power and time, but what we got. Soldering. Soldering station requires power. It requires a specific power junction? Yeah, it's power junction. So I seem to recall that this is kind of like the power junction is kind of like the energy acceptor from Applied Energistics. This and this only gets power, like we can't have it directly against each other. I think that we'll need to use redstone because it's Buildcraft compatible. Wooden pipe. I think this works. Don't quote me. Yes, we'll put it there because what the basic pipes. Well, maybe it just uses the basic pipes. So cobblestone, diamond, hardened glass, a redstone. Gold. Alright. So that should work eventually. It just needs... if it's not connecting, it's not going to work. Know that we need enough air. So these are really cool, and we'd probably be making them. Firewall. So we'll need this. Doesn't require power. Maybe we can just throw in the iron and like all of the bits. So what I'll probably end up doing is a bunch of pistons. One stack O pistons. Only rid of that. That. Go. Now we need a bunch of wood. Go. $41. Bunch more. Go fetch some wood. 7 more. And that should be it. Alright, so we now have 64 pistons. We need to start rolling through some cooked stone. Signalum. Alright. So we need five stacks of stone. No, we need 2.5 stacks of stone. So we have enough stone. And we need another 32 iron ingots, and yeah, it's just a matter of that nonsense. This is gonna be dry. We're almost done though. First one. Alright, let's check out. It should be something decent. So daisy seeds are now 10-10. So that's cool. Basically knew that they had to be 10-10. Last day hiding some. Like great die. And 8's 10. Improvement of. We'll do it, but it better be 10-10-10 next time around. Gonna garbage it. This is 757. It's pretty solid, so I'll take that too. So to make glowstone, Niterwort seeds, which are going to be orange, going to be blue, which already got leveled up, and white. Let's start our blue growing. Start our white growing. What else do we need to breed with whites? Daisy. So, dandelion was the other one. Part of dandelion there. Alright, perfect. That gives us daisies at 10. As soon as everything is leveled up, we're going to breed it with dandelions and blue orchid. That'll give us 2 new ones, including one we need to get to whatever. So we are going to have to set up a thing to breed our netherwort. I was kind of hoping to avoid it. So we'll have to set up a dark room. Breed the netherwort. Bowl. Hold on. Sorry about that. The trick is, though, that we're going to need better space. And not to dump everything down in the void. That is also a good trick. Fortunately, we are, in fact, able to expand the platform as needed. Fun noise. Guess what we want to do it as far as our inventory. Acting drawer. Outer ring was always going to. Actually, more storage made. Best. That recipe. acting. That recipe. Able to just pull the stone out. Oh, we're short of power. Of course we are short of power. But we have begun. We have storage. Did we at least finish the first one? We've finished one. Sweet. Lava. And generating 105 art. Make a second Stirling generator somewhere. Thought I did. Probably shoved it somewhere. Or actually, so it's here. I keep trying to hug that machine that like me. We needed the transposer. Copper gears, some glass. Copper, copper, copper. Copper, copper. We've got the redstone coil here. I think I am carrying a bucket, glass. We have everything we need now. It's actually going to be a fairly easy setup with just a single one. And we should just be able to run power out of it. Fine. That. Oh, I have too much junk. Not copper gears, oil, bucket, glass, spray. So the plan is pretty simple. First we do this, and we're going to go ahead and tell it that we want to top and bottom, I think that's the back. And we want to take that. So, bucket in here. Do not to hug them, she hates us. Another bucket. Bucket. So it's going to work kind of like this. So in order to give it power, we have to prime it. Now it generates power. It's going to go in here. I'm going to tell it to fill the bucket. I think that it's trying to fill the other way first, which is kind of annoying. But theoretically, what should happen is once we have lava in here, it should fill it. Let's do full. Full. Back is blue. Which mode is this on? On the same. I'll go empty. That. So the plan is simple. Once it has enough lava, it should let's turn the servo off first. Doesn't take from trap pipes. I thought it did. How awkward is that? It's connecting. Hour mark at this point. Tired when I started. supposed to work kind of like this. Put the lava in. Supposed to. Take the bucket in there, put it back in the system. When this runs out, it'll send the bucket back. Hopefully this will have lava in it, and it pumps it. So, I mean, guess we could do this. Make the hardened flow ducts. Five, six, seven. Just won't be able to mix and match very well, so I'll need a servo for each of these. Or a retriever. I can make a retriever. I have to admit, I just find it generically frustrating. Not, up, that up. If we put it on the end here, it should... just the location. Yeah, I think it was just the location. Better. Full. Pipe here. Go fetch some more kinetic pipes. Stone. Now this is never going to stop producing power. And what I can do is I can swap this, that, pipe on that side, pipe on that side. So it should be going this way now. we're going to go ahead and swap this out here. So the one that that is constantly being replenished, now going to backwards. Problem is that way. Okay, sweet. Most of this is actually going this, which it takes 4 million RF. Once it's full and we'll be fine, but a lot of power. I think that need like a little bit of something to get this working. Just a little bit of extra wiring, perhaps. But it's full. Got this. For IO. So what about setting up one of those made with got to be a way to make this slightly more convenient. Or if that means I can actually just go ahead this. There, let's pull from the bottom. Ah, perfect. So now our power is going to automatically be run off the lava. Didn't actually need the fluid transposer. We had an easier. I just had to figure out what it was. For some reason, this is up and not trans. Grab our whacking. This honestly is why we need to get our stuff organized. Find anything. I know I put it down somewhere. That. I have no idea where my hammer went. I just assume it's lost forever. Probably. Item for it. Weird. Sure. Found it. Make sure have everything set correctly. Much better like that. Alright, well, we're going to call it here. We've done lots of really random, crazy things. Our power is now automatic, runs on lava. Bit of apparently a journey that we didn't take to get where we are. We're at the point where we can start putting stuff into our storage. And we need to, because this stuff is basically everywhere. We have so many ingots and nuggets and stuff. Everything is scattered around. We need to move our rock crusher again because I'm not happy with having all of our machines blocking access to our storage. Probably not going to be a big deal later, but electrum, alloy, bronze, copper. actually pretty good. So when we can, we're going to go ahead and start trying to get... Oh, did it finish? Away. My God, it finished. So beginning of the next episode, got the diamond chipsets. Our power junction is more than halfway full. Looks like we're going to start working on that soon. As soon as this hits 1 million RF, it's going to stop filling, and then this one will fill, and then faster. So we're starting to get there. We technically don't need a logistics request table yet. So, I mean, we can do the basic pipes, which are hard for me to see. And we have everything we need. So, a diamond transport pipe, old chipset, our ore. Oh, I'm pretty solid that we don't have the next diamond that we need, but... Okay. Once we make our diamond logistic pipe, diamond transport pipe, we can actually start setting up automated transfer to our storage network here. And it's going to be pretty easy, actually. Question is, do I actually really still want these around the controller? Maybe I don't. Because they'll, like the Buildcraft pipes or the item ducts, they'll simply connect to everything that is inventory, so we'll have to see about that next time. Either way, we've got stuff progressed further. Our power, we no longer need charcoal for power, so that's going to save us work. We are charging up for our logistics network. Pretty cool. That's going to be... It's basically an AE system that's a bit bulkier and slower. So after we get that going, we can set up auto crafting, we can set up getting all of our ores and ingots and our stuff heading to where it needs to go. From there, once everything is set up going to where it needs to go, we probably ought to work on a better mob farm so that we can really start bringing in the loot, because this is not helping. We actually need a lot more ender pearls, whatnot. So setting up a better mob farm will benefit us quite a lot. So up really fast. Orders of the thing. So that'll give us a lot more base materials to work with. And then from there, maybe we'll actually have to look into setting up automatic sieving stuff. I was going to try and avoid it, but we may simply need to do it just to get our glowstone. some of the things that I think you can only get from sieving. But have any visitors? Fine, I enjoyed playing. If you are catching this on YouTube, I hope you liked it. If you did, leave me a like. If you didn't, don't. Questions, comments, concerns, they can go below. Thanks for checking out my channel. Follow me if you're interested. If there are things that I am not doing that you would like to see, if you tell me about it, I may be able to put that. Oh, it's crazy, right? But it's pretty challenging to show you something that you want to see if I don't know that you want to see. That's not rocket surgery. Something. Alright, have a good night.